And this is the kayak we will be using for our trip. But we have to build a structure so we can lift the kayak safely onto our van without destroying the air conditioning at the back. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to show us putting the kayak onto the roof rack. We could take the construction off, the loading construction.
Oh boy.
Double-seated kayak with a mound of stuff. We've already got a few things in there. We'll see if we get them all in. There's the islands that we're going to, and it's right beside Hansen Island. And all these little islands. And that was Telegraph Cove area. Okay, onward. We're packing at what time?
Maybe 5:30 or 6.
5:30, 6 in the morning. And we finally got out on the water at probably 11:15. And here we are. It was the hardest packing job we've ever done on a double-seated kayak. Not as much space because there's
Not as much room as two singles.
Yeah, exactly. We're going through Plumper Islands right now. Hopefully we can get out this way. Well, we couldn't get through this little, what would you call it?
That was supposed to be a bay, but I guess we're like ultra low tide.
Somewhere out there, not here, but out there, is White Cliff Island, which is supposed to be the best camping spot. But we won't be going there for a bit yet. It's quite a ways out there. Try not to scare them or make noise. Pit stop on Flower Island. Could have camped here, but too many other people camping, so we've got to find another spot. This is our first campsite on Crease Island. Actually, it wasn't Crease Island, and we thought it was Berry Island. And boy, are we tired for the first day. A lot of paddling just to get here. But I think it'll be easier now after the first day, because we don't have quite as much packing to do. Okay, so day one camping spot. I will try to explain what we did today. Telegraph Cove, doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. Through here, past Hansen Island, to Flower Island, to Berry Island. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay, we're loading up to, this is our second day, so we're loading up to go to another campsite. The tide is going out, so we will have to keep taking the boat out further and further. So yeah, and we take everything with us, including our tissue paper. Don't leave any crap paper behind. Yeah, however you do that, you respect where you are staying. Also, might not be able to finish this video journey on the journey because we just discovered we didn't bring a cord to charge up our phones. We have the battery power, like, what are they called? Power packs, but we don't have a cord. So if we meet somebody with a cord, that might be helpful. Otherwise,
fantastic.
We might not have a full video of our excursions. So we just came out of that camp and now we're on the instead of saying the road again, we're on the water again. On the water again. I don't know how much more battery I'll have left for our following 6 days, but this is our campsite on
7 days, isn't it?
Yeah. This is our campsite on Crease Island,
Yes.
right?
Yep. Looking across at Midsummer Island.
Looking across at Midsummer Island.
And is it Rumble Island?
Beautiful. So we need to talk about what happened on day 1. We said we were at Berry Island. Like, we came from Telegraph Cove and we went across and we went to Flower Island, checked that out for a little bit, but it was too full of people. So we said we went to Berry Island. Well, we were wrong. We actually ended up right here across a beach right across here that's called White Beach Passage. It's on Harbledown Island and it's right by Red Point. So on our second day we were going to go towards Sarah Island, but we thought we were here at Berry, so we ended up going down here and we were like, what the heck, it is so open and windy and currenty. Well, we ended up by Black Knee Passage, which, yeah, over here, but still, Black Knee Passage is not a place we want to be, right, Glenn?
Yeah.
It's known for its currents. It's what else? Cruise ships.
It's not really a go spot on kayaks.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we wanted to get the hell out of there. So we figured out what we had done wrong, and we backtracked back to Sarah Island, and we did all the Carey group here. I think we went along Fern and Maud, and then we went to Pearl Island. It was a really yucky beach.
It was low tide.
It was sludgy as hell.
Yeah.
So we went for a pee break. It was horrible. And then we're in Knights Inlet here, and that was really currenty and stuff too. And we saw some wildlife, and that's when we ended up staying at Crease Island. That was day 2.
Beautiful pebble beach.
So here's the deal. We are on Paradise. This is called Tracy Island. And look, all the shells. So beautiful. But I had to turn off our cameras because, as you know, we didn't bring a cord with us. So we had to save our cameras for navigation. But we came here and we were able to get a cord from some other fellow kayakers. And now we're charging our phones. Yay! I'm just gonna day 3 home, away from home. It was so beautiful. Some other boats are out there. And on the other side of us, there's other kayakers that are on this beach called Tracy Island. Just wait a second. Part of the reason we had to turn off turn off our phones is because we needed navigation because we couldn't see. The fog was that thick. So basically what we did is we left from Crease Island, right there, and we tried to go behind Jumbo Island here to Owl Island, which is called Providence Passage, but it did not let us because there was currents and it was basically a river pushing us backwards. Then we had to deal with a massive, well, not massive, but a really big whirlpool.
Big enough.
How big did you say? 5 feet to 6 feet?
5 or 6 feet.
Wide.
Spanned to your cockpit, the whole center cockpit to my cockpit.
Wow.
So it was getting serious.
So we turned around, right around here, and went along the outside of Owl Island. And then we noodled around a bunch of islands there. It was really cool. We saw some porpoises. We heard some big whales, but we couldn't see them because of the fog. But we don't really want to go up close to big whales. As soon as we see a porpoise and a group of porpoises, we stop. Anyways, we kept going up here to all these little islands. And then I got to turn the map, and we went along all these islands too.
Crossed Arrow Passage. I had to turn
right here,
the navigation back on at Arrow Passage because we got so lost in all those islands in the fog.
Right.
Back before you flip the map, that it was like, okay, what are we looking at? We were still in fog, so we turned it on and it was like, oh, we're looking across at Hudson Island. Okay, perfect.
Thank goodness for navigation and turning off your phone. And then what did we do? Oh, we ended up going this way and up to Tracy, which we're at right now. And this was the easiest launching of our kayak. We had it up on this beach overnight, and usually we have to drag it over barnacles and huge rocks and go a little bit at a time, but this time we were able to meet it at high tide at 5:30 in the morning.
You forgot the slime.
Oh yeah, usually there's slime too, so this was the nicest, I guess, getting our boat ready in the morning. And we're having coffee now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So day 4, we made it to the birdwood groups. So this is one of the islands that Glenn's been on before and he loved. It's beautiful. Look at all the other little islands out in the distance. And you can see some ships out there. Yeah, I'll show on the map later where we are. Pretty awesome.
In Trace Passage.
So we're going to explain what we did on day 4. We started off on Tracy Island. Where's Tracy? There's Tracy right here. And we could have gone through here, but we didn't know it at the time. So we backtracked, went along Misty Passage, up through Old Passage, and then up into Fife Sound between Davis and Baker Island. And this is where we ended up being a little bit worried because we have Hornets Passage, Tribune Channel, but we ended up at Birdwood Group. And we ended up staying a little tiny island right there. And it's so beautiful. Check it out. It took us about 21 or 22 kilometers to get here.
Show them behind.
I've shown them already. But I'll show them again. Glenn noticed this. Yep.
So I figure the whole island's built on clams. Pretty much. This whole beach is just clamshells. Like, I would almost say hundreds of millions of clamshells. But then when you really start looking around and you look at the island, it's actually like clamshells. The trees are growing out of clamshells. So it's tens of thousands of years of clams.
This is
Whatever, hundreds of thousands of years.
layers of dirt with clamshells built into
Below
the dirt below the trees.
And that's all the way through the island to the other side. Weird. Makes you appreciate it, eh? Show them the bands of clamshells amongst the rocks over here.
Okay, now that the tide has come in a little bit, that the Burdock group island that we chose, now you can see how beautiful it is. And that's just one part of the beach. Where I'm standing, if I turn, you'll get to see the other part of the beach. Mind you, can't really swim. Well, I guess we could if we had booties on. There's a lot of little crabs in there, and it's freezing. So wetsuit and booties would be a good idea. And such a beautiful area that, see how windy it is too, that Glenn is setting up a hammock. This is the first time we have set up a hammock together. Well, he's doing all the work, but pretty cool. Okay. Bye from beautiful paradise. Beautiful, cold, and wet paradise. The wind is really pushing through, and it's high tide. Watch what it does to our chair. Just let go. We can't keep the chair.
You're gonna sit in them.
Anyways, come tomorrow morning. It'll probably be misty, foggy, and calm. But not right now. So this is what we've been, wearing. Well, today anyways, and yesterday, our dry suits. We weren't wearing it for the first couple days, but then I got really cold, and with the near thought of rolling the kayak yesterday in the whirlpool, Glenn decided to put his dry suit on as well because the water's really cold. Anyways.
Man, was I warm today. I was just taking hats full of water just over top of my head. And I only got like a thin merino underneath this, and then 100 weight fuzzies on the bottom. That's it.
Okay, that's probably not going to go in the video, but... Okay, so day 5. We're on Fox Group Islands, and there are structures actually that we can make our food, and platforms for our tents. And there's a whole bunch of other people apparently staying here. They're not here right now, but I don't know how many tents there are, probably 7 or so. So it's a group of people that are having a tour. And there's an outhouse. That is rare here. So this is from the rock bluff, I guess you can call it a bluff, outside our camp. On Fox Group Islands. There's our kayak. A little island in Birdwood Group. And we went down here, Echo Bay. This is where people stay at Paddler's Inn. We went into Shoal Harbor a little bit. Went down Kramer Passage all the way to Fox Group. And we're staying on this island right now in Fox Group. And this is our view. Okay, so we're on White Cliff Island, and it was quite a paddle to get here from over there. I just heard a whale, but I don't know where he is. It's hard to capture these beings when you just hear them. Plus I have to keep shutting down my phone because we don't have a cord. So
Save your video for up here, Brenda.
it's a
Wait till you see it.
it's beautiful.
Oh.
I just heard I just heard a whale, but I think he went on the other side of the island. So anyways, we'll hopefully have more to come. Okay, so this is our campsite, and this is our front view at White Cliff Island, side and back, and then there's more to see. The bushes are in the way. Okay, so here's the report of day 6, what we did today. Find the crows in the background. High cliff, so crows love it here.
Dropping clams on the rock.
We started at Fox Group campsite, and then we went up between Tracy and Mars, looked at a couple campsites. Then we kept going and checked out Crib campsite, down, it's windy, to, what was the other one? Hudson, is it right there? Hudson campsite, which we had already checked out on our way there. I gotta turn the page.
And we went out Spiller Passage.
Okay. I guess we went down Spiller Passage, then we went and checked out Dusky Cove campsite, and then Sedge Island campsite, and then we decided that we would trek across the water to White Cliff Island, or Islands, and we boogied because this is where the whales are, so, and here we are. Island, as usual, in most places in the mountains, the wind picks up at around, what time does the wind pick up around?
It starts at like 1:30.
And then it just gets more and more. As you can see, we seem to choose the windiest spots. Should make for interesting sleeping tonight. The windiest, but the most beautiful spots. So you would think that we'd learn from the Birdwood group that wind builds up here, and then we have a hard time sleeping. But no! We have to go for the The wind is the best. 3 orcas here last night. It was pretty cool. Started on the other side, and then it continued into the bay, or whatever you want to call it, around the rocks. So the killer whales were by this island, White Cliff Island, which is the Queen Charlotte Strait, all in here. And they came in the front, played around the island, and then left that way. We think that they were chasing porpoises to start with, dolphins, maybe teaching their young.
Might have been the dive.
Darn it, we saw a whole bunch of porpoises here, but my phone was off because we were doing a major crossing, and I didn't want any distractions.
Oh, and listen to it. Sounds like a waterfall.
On the patio of the only bar and restaurant in Telegraph Cove.
Which is really good, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the food is...
We were supposed to be out for 2 more nights, but we decided to come in, so we cut it short after White Cliff Islands. But boy, was that a good ending.
Yep. You wanted me to tell them about what?
Well, it was a pretty adventurous trip. Well, we traveled from White Cliff Island through...
Oh. We left White Cliff and sort of made our way towards the sort of the north end of Swanson Island, but a bunch of islands to pass through fog, and it was just interesting. And glass calm water after the winds last night in a gale, essentially. So it was kind of a unique contrast between last night and this morning. And then come around the end of Swanson, Bold Head at the end there, and just looking out into whale territory. You know, it was I don't know how many different whales we must have encountered. All grays, I guess, or humpbacks. I'm thinking grays, but whatever. Yeah, and reasonably close, maybe 150 yards off. We just kind of stopped paddling when that would happen.
It's hard to capture it though.
Yeah, it is. It's just enjoy it in the moment. But...
Hope you enjoyed our video and found some of the information useful. Thanks.